Hey everybody, good to see you. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I'll tell you, it never gets old. I love seeing, we watch the Facebook group and page and the YouTube channel, and because we're setting up still like 10 minutes in when we put that timer on, we're still making sure everything is good. But we look through the comments and we're commenting and stuff, and I'll tell you, it never gets old. It is just still so. It's so heartwarming to see you guys join in. So thank you so much for being here with us on this Tuesday evening. Oh my goodness, I'll tell you, I have to relax a little bit. We've had a little bit of chaos getting ready here. I've had a couple of panic moments, but we're here. And today we have Aurora Borealis behind me because I'm making a night sky, and I thought, you know what, what more, I don't think there's a more beautiful night sky. So that was actually a request by somebody, I can't remember who. I think it was last Thursday that somebody, when I said, if you have any suggestions, and somebody said, you haven't shown us a night sky. So I thought, I'm going to do that. And then, so I actually did my night sky. I was just kind of playing with it. And I came up with one that I really like. And then I found the Aurora Borealis, and I realized it's completely flipped upside down from what I did. So, and I kind of wish I had done it the other direction, but whatever. I'm going to show you guys how I did it today. And we're going to play with a couple of different stamp sets. And today is Tuesday. My husband has Tuesday in front of me so that I don't forget. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Hello to everyone. Saw so many people join us all, every single time. Oh, Liz is here. Awesome. Good to see you, Liz. Hi. Hope you guys are doing okay out there. I know you guys have been getting a lot of bad weather and stuff, so hopefully you guys are all safe and everything. Who else is here? Beverly Gleason and Peggy. And let's see, Stephanie's back today, my girl. Oh, and I saw Linnea, you're here too. Yay. Taking a break from all that die cutting. And Blanca and Charlene Short is here. So many people. Oh, it's so nice to see everybody. And Sandy Kohlendorfer is here. Carrie Ann, Sheila Fisher. Who else do we have? I'm going to go through just a few names here. Denise Bryant, Marilyn, Shirley, Andrea, Christy, Jen, and so many people. I tell you, it just warms my heart. All right, so I decided, we've actually had like a little bit of a cold front come through here. I'm guessing it's because of the hurricane and all that stuff, and everything's moving north in that air, and it just kind of changes our weather here. And so we've had a little cold front come through, so we've been in what I think in the 70s, which isn't really cold, but it just kind of made me think, and I started going through my stamps, and I thought, if I'm going to do a night sky, I just thought I want to do something kind of wintry. And I was going through my stamps, and I found my, well, I'll show you who I found. So let me switch the camera, and I'll show you what I got out here, okay? All righty. Let me get all set up here. So, glasses so that I can see. There we go. I pulled out, I don't know if I've used these guys for you or not, but I pulled out my Utterly Lovable. And I do. I love these guys. We went on a little family vacation. What was this, 2 years ago now? We went to, what is it called? The Grand Canyon. Yeah, we went to the Grand Canyon, and we visited, was it, I can't remember the name of the place. Anyway, we visited this place where they had all kinds of animals and stuff. And they had these really, really cool otters. And so I now have an absolute fascination and love of otters. Just watching them play and stuff was so fun. And so we have this stamp set, Utterly Lovable. It's a 4x6, and then we have them on the back here. Oh, and when we created this stamp set, the idea actually came off of, I like to watch like those wildlife shows on the National Geographic, and I have a fascination also with Yellowstone National Park. And so I was watching this one, and they had otters in the winter playing in the snow and sliding through the ice, and I thought, oh my goodness, I want a winter otter set. And so that's why we have this one. And then we have, of course, the coordinating dies. And then I also pulled Frozen Fun, and I pulled this one because I really wanted this, the little ice rink here, or I'm actually using it as like a little pool of water. And so I wanted that. And then of course the coordinating dies that go with that. And then as I was playing, now I have some stuff planned here. I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't know what's going to fit. I just kind of start, you know, cutting things. And oh, it was Arizona is what my husband's telling me. Arizona, that was where we saw the otters. And if you've never been to Arizona near the Grand Canyon, to go to Arizona, I highly recommend you do it. It was one of the coolest experiences ever. Really fun. So anyway, I also pulled this over the hills because I thought that it would make a really, really fun kind of like snowbanks, snowy hills. And then because I'm doing a night sky, I wanted to really do something beautiful. And I thought I would try with this By the Light of the Moon and see what happens. So let me show you everything I've got. This is what I created. This is my night sky. And I'm going to recreate this for you guys. But let me show you all that I have here. I've got my little mess here. I've got my A2 card base. That's 8.5 by 5.5, scored down the center at 4 1/4. And I'm actually going to use this landscape, so it's going to open from bottom up. And then, excuse me, I just pulled some navy cardstock because I thought that it would be pretty behind this sky to frame it. So I cut this navy, it's a 1/4 inch on either side shy of A2. So that technically is 5 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then I cut another 1/4 of an inch off of the two sides for my background. And then I have some other pieces in here too. Let me show you everything, and then I'll show you what I've got, how I put it all, how I did that background. I'm going to do a minimal coloring for you too. So I stamped a bunch of characters or a bunch of images, and knowing that I wasn't going to have a lot of space on this card. So I have a couple of the otters. I would like this little family group of otters, and the plan is that they're going to be looking at this guy who came out for like a midnight swim. And I've got these little cups of hot cocoa and a little fish. I don't know if they're going to fit, but we're going to try it. And then this is my Over the Hills. And you can see I put some glitter on here. This is why I have to do some things ahead of time. There, I think the light, you know what, let me turn this brightness down a bit for you guys. I think it might be way too bright. There we go. I think that's better. See all that glitter on there? I'll let you know what I used on that. Oops, so it flips over. So that's what that Over the Hills creates, these two pieces. And then I also stamped and cut these from the Otter set. They're like little snowy, I don't know, snowbanks. And then the moon and the stars from the By the Light of the Moon die set. And I put the same glitter on all of those pieces. So I'm going to set that stuff aside. Everything that's done, I'm going to set aside. These two things I'm going to color up for you. And then I'm going to start with this, which is the Midnight Sky. So I am going to grab, I've already got my cardstock. Now this, I'm going to be blending colors. So whenever I'm going to be blending color, I always grab my Strathmore Bristol Smooth Surface. And just so you know, we are going to be stocking this in the store. A lot of people ask, where can I get that? Where can I get that? And I just thought after so many people wanting it, I thought, you know what, let's just put it in the store. So this is on its way along with some other favorites, things that I use on a regular basis. So that's what this piece is here. That's a piece of the Bristol. And then I've got several hybrid inks here. Let me line these up according to how I'm going to use them. So this one is Little Boy Blue, and then I've got Marina Madness, La La Lavender, Grape Ape, and then Dark Wash Jeans. So these are the 5 colors that I'm going to use to create this background. And oh, I want to give you guys a little heads up. On Saturday the 8th, we're going to be on the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo at home. We've got that announcement on our Facebook page and our Facebook group. And I will tell you ahead of time that I've got for the, I won't go into all the details right now. I'll tell you some stuff when we're done with this video. But for the very, very first time, I'm doing a special ink bundle on there, and you will see these are some of the colors that are going to be in that special ink bundle. So I want to give you guys a heads up on that so that you're aware of it. So I'm going to get started with these, because these are favorite go-to colors for me for a sky. So let me get some of these out of the way just a little bit so I have some room. And I always grab just a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to lay this down. I need more space here. All right. And I've got my little blender brushes. I like to have one for each color. These are literally just little makeup brushes that I have. And I think they work just great. So I'm going to start from the light color up. And so I'm going to start with Little Boy Blue. Now I'm going to grab this ink off of here, and I always like to go off the page first. Now Little Boy Blue is a very light color. So you may not see this real strong on your screen. Everything looks a little bit darker, you know, in real life than it actually comes out on the screen. I always go off just a little bit before I touch down onto the page, just in case I have an area on the brush that has just way too much color. I want to soften that a little bit before I come to the page. So this particular color, because it is so light, I'm going over it a few times. That's not an indication of how much ink is, you know, or how wet or dry the ink pad is. This is just simply an incredibly light blue, which is fantastic. I don't always like to have really dark things because you can't make something lighter, but you can certainly make it darker. So I'm now going to grab Marina Madness. And now I'm going to start to curve this up. I want it to kind of arc a little bit. So I'm going to go up and around with Marina Madness, and I'm doing this really light to begin with. I'm actually going to go over these colors a few times so I get them blended just the way that I want them. So I'm kind of arching this up a little bit. There we go. That's Marina Madness. The next up is La La Lavender. Make sure I get the right brush. Oh, that's Grape Ape. Here we go, La La Lavender. Come up a little bit, and I'm going to start blending into the Marina Madness a bit, as well as up above it. These hybrid inks are wonderful because they will blend together. Now the paper that you're blending on is very important. For those of you that are here for the first time, I use very specifically this Strathmore Bristol Smooth when I'm blending, because it is just fantastic when you're blending your colors. These hybrid inks can be used in just about any of your paper crafting, or actually any of your crafting mediums. So, you know, you can use these, you can stamp with these and color with watercolors. You can stamp with them and color with alcohol markers, stamp on glossy surfaces. You can blend like I am, solid stamping. It's really a go-to ink. You can stamp on fabrics as well. So now I have Grape Ape, and I'm going to go up. I'm blending into the La La Lavender as well as up above it. And right now this looks very purple. And you're going to see as I work my way back down through the colors, you'll see how it all comes together. So I work my way from light to dark, and then I go back down from dark to light. That's just how I do it. Now this is Dark Wash Jeans. Now this is the one that I want to have that real midnight look. That's what I think the Dark Wash Jeans does. This is what's going to say nighttime. You can just see how gorgeous that is. I'm going very light. Now, I haven't mentioned this yet. If you have any questions, please put your questions out there. Alan, my husband, is standing by to take your questions and to let me know what they might be if you have any. There we go. I'm doing this with a very, very light hand. So there is the dark wash jeans. I'm going to come in just a little bit on the sides here, very soft. I'm not pressing hard here at all. Andrea is asking, do you label your brushes with the ink names? Yes, I do. On the back here, see how that one says dark wash jeans? And then this one will say Little Boy Blue. Oops, oops. There we go, right in the camera. I do. I like to have one for, I don't just have a brush for purples and a brush. I like to have a brush very specifically for each color, not just for a color family, because I like the colors to be very precise when I go to use them. I don't want a mixture of colors. You know, and it's one thing with the hybrid inks, they will reactivate each other. So this now is my Grape Ape. Look how intense that's starting to look now. And now I'm going to go, so I'm going back down through the colors. So now I want La La Lavender. And this brings that brighter, lighter kind of purple in there. Brush some of that off because I'm getting a little more than I want. There we go. And then next up is Marina Madness. So this does take a few minutes to create, but it really is worth it. Now this Marina Madness, I want to really get a lot of color here. I need another little scrap. Let me see. Alan, do you have a, here, let me get, I'm getting it on my fingers, so I'm going to just hold this down because the hybrid ink, it's a combination ink. So it does have a drying time, and because I'm putting so much on here, it's going to take a few minutes to dry. So as I'm putting my fingers down, you know, the oil's in your fingers, everything's mixing, it's all moving, and I don't want that to happen. So as you can see, I've got a fingerprint right up here that I'm going to take care of with my dark wash jeans. There we go. Last color is Little Boy Blue. So Sandy is saying, do you know what time you'll be on Saturday? Yes, it's Saturday at, this is Pacific time is 11:50 a.m. So Eastern, is that 2:50? I think a.m. Or I'm sorry, 2:50 p.m. Angie can't do it. Angie can't tell time. She can't add and subtract. Huh? 2:50 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Is that on Facebook or YouTube or?
Well, there's links for the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. They have links. Actually, if you go to our Facebook page or if you go to our Facebook group, I do have links there. It's going to be on their YouTube channel as well as their Facebook group. So I'm just darkening that and blending those in a little bit more. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Love it. Blend out that Marina Madness a tiny bit more right in here. I just think this is gorgeous. Judy is saying, I see you're using the makeup brushes. Yes, will the look be different if we use those ink daubers, etc.? You know, I think whatever you're comfortable with, you can, I do like the brushes, but for me, the reason I use the brushes is simply, I think they're easier to hold. I have arthritis in my hands, and I like to have something a little more, just a little more of something, a little more of a handle, I guess. The daubers are perfectly fine. You're going to develop your technique with whichever tool you're using. So I would just practice with whatever tool you have and develop your technique with it. That's what I would suggest, but no, I think any of them are going to be perfectly fine. So this is how I did the background. So Suzanne is saying, what is the name of the brushes? Honestly, these brushes, I swear to you, these brushes are makeup brushes from Amazon. These don't have, I don't even know what the brand is. I think they were just like the least expensive thing I could find. And it's kind of a, what is it called? It's like a rose gold, the handle is. But they're not any different than any other brushes that, I mean, I have some brushes that, that are, being sold as crafting tools, and I swear to you, these are exactly the same. So I just happen to have a whole bunch of them. I had those before you could get all of the, before you could get them as crafting tools. I had a whole slew of those things. So here is my night sky. I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Oh my goodness, I really do. I love it. So let's move on. I have a couple more elements that I wanted to finish. I thought it would be fun. I gotta wipe my hands up here. Hold on. Sorry, I got a little bit of ink on me here. Carrie Ann is saying, are the hybrid inks water-based or alcohol-based? They're neither, actually. The hybrid inks are a combination ink, so it's halfway between a dye and a pigment ink. So they're not water-based, and that means that you can use them with your watercolor paint. So I can stamp, like I could stamp this image here, which I have done. I can stamp it on watercolor, and I can use watercolor paints to color that in. As it stands, I'm going to be using alcohol markers. So I stamped this, same inks, and I can use this with my alcohol markers, with my Copics. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to kind of show you how I'm going to color these in, or how I plan on coloring them in. I don't know if I can zoom in here or not. Can you do it for me, honey? Okay, so I've got some blues here. So I grabbed, if you're a Copic user. Yeah, that's good. Well, it's not. Oh, there we go. It's my fault. It's auto-focusing on this. Yeah. Sometimes I don't think. So I grabbed B00 and B01 because it's kind of a watery, icy blue. I thought it would be perfect for this. And then just to kind of set those off and have a beautiful, like some darker areas, I grabbed B91 and 93. So we'll see how these work because I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to start with my B00. This is going to be like my little, I know it would be an ice rink, but I'm going to use it as water. And I'm literally just going to bring in a tiny little bit of color into here. I'm not going to be real precise with it. I just want it to kind of move a little bit. Do I have too much? I think I have too much brightness on here. Let's see. Well, it's going to get a little bit darker once I add some more. So I'm just kind of adding some little swirls in here. Nothing real exciting. I am not going to try and, attempt to color this, professionally so it looks real or anything. I just want to have some fun and have a little bit of movement with it. So that's really my intention. All right, so now I'm going to go to the darker colors. This is my B91. This is where I'm just going to kind of give it a little more of a blue because you got to remember this is nighttime. So I think it's going to have, we're going to be able to see some of the shadows or some of the movement from the sky in it. So I want to get underneath some of those colors, some of those blues that I added in there just a little bit. And just have a little bit of fun, a little bit of movement. There we go. Whoops. And then this is the B93. And this I'm going to use much more sparingly. I just went out of the lines there a little bit, but that's okay. There we go. I don't care if it looks real. Oops. I just want people to know that this is some blue. So I think that has like a little bit of blue and some white and, you know, all those colors you would see in the movement in the water. And I like having the darker color in there again because it's nighttime, and so we're going to see some of those shadows in there. So now I'm going to use the same colors. Let me grab my 00 first. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this color, only because it's so light, but I like to start light, and I'm going to kind of decide that I want my shadows, or my color I should say, to be on one side, and that's going to be on the right side. So I'm just going to come in here with a little bit of color. It's not going to be perfect. Let's see. But it's going to kind of define these little icy bricks. So I'm always staying off to the same side. This is kind of my starting point. So I may end up adding more color to these, making it a little bit wider, but this is my starting point. This gives me kind of a map, if you will, for where I want the color to be. Now, as we switch over here, let me think. I'll stay on the right side in here. I think I need to switch off to this side a bit. And then in here, it's going to be on the inside again. There we go. So that's my lightest color. Now I'm going to graduate up to the B01. I'm going to go right back over where I put that color. And now I'm going to be a little more precise, a little more careful with the placement. And I'm going to come in maybe even a little more than I had with that lighter color. And the only reason I'm coming in more is I wanted to define these a little more. And I didn't come in further with that lighter color because I wasn't so sure of where I wanted it to be. But now I have it kind of mapped out a bit, so I can be a little more generous. There we go. I love this color. I think that it just looks really cool and icy. And I'm trying not to be real particular with like real straight lines on it, because nothing in nature really is that perfectly straight, right? There we go. So now I'm going to go up to my B91. Allie is saying, do you write your name on all of your markers? You know, I think you're going to see my name on a lot of them, but not all of them. So like this one, I don't. You'll see my name on them like from when I used to go to different stores to teach classes, or if I was bringing them to like a trade show or something like that, I would always write my name on them. You know, you get people coming up to your table and stuff like that, and you know, these things aren't they're not inexpensive. So I always like to have my name on my things, on my tools, because you just never know. So that's why you'll find my name on some of them, and maybe not on others if they didn't come with me to teach a class or a show or something. It's always nice to think you can be trusting, but you know, you usually find out that you can't, right? It always surprises me when people take from other people. I don't understand that, but it happens. So here we go. Now this is actually darker than I would normally go, and I'm going darker because it's nighttime. So this is B9-3. Like if this were just going to be daytime, I probably would have just done the first two colors. I wouldn't have gone up to the B9s. So you can see now I'm adding just a tiny little bit in each corner with this darkest color. I start to lose track of where I put them. I don't know about you guys, but I could sit and watch people color and paint for quite a while before I get bored. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys. Okay, so now I'm going to go pick up my lightest color, which is my 00. And I want to just come back over each of these just a little bit to soften those edges of those colors. And I'm bringing a tiny little bit of that color into the white areas. Because, like I said, it's nighttime, and I don't think it would be all super white. I mean, we're still going to know it's white, but I don't think it would be, it's not going to look as white as it would during the daytime. And I'm brushing in, there we go, in the direction of the white on each one of these. So I think that looks really pretty. What do you guys think? Let me fix that right there, soften that edge a tiny little bit there. What do you think? Does it look like an igloo?
Looks cold to me.
Does that look good?
It does. It looks dimensional.
I think it looks good. I like it. Okay. It looks cold to you? That's what we want. Alan said it looks cold to him.
It looks like dimensional.
Well, that's what I want. I want it to look like it's got that rounded kind of a look to it.
Looks like it's bumpy.
Alan said it looks like it's bumpy. Okay. Then bumpy is what I was going for. Leave it to Alan. All right, I'm going to start layering this up. So I have my card. I always make sure that my card base is opening in the direction that I want, right? Nothing worse than putting your stuff down and finding out you have it going in the wrong direction. Oh, these things, these ATG guns, tape guns, glider, whatever you call it, we're going to have those in the store too, along with the refills, because that is a go-to of mine. We're going to have purple tape in there too. Oh, and guess what else I ordered? New blades for my cutting machine, for my paper trimmer. Yay! So I won't have all these frayed edges anymore. I think somebody said that, tried to make me feel better and said they couldn't see the frayed edges last time. But you know what? I can see the frayed edges, and it drives me nuts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. Now, because I have this done so that I have this arching kind of in the middle, I'm going to trim from both sides. So I had already trimmed this piece down 1/4 of an inch from the length and the width. So I'm going to trim this down 1/4 of an inch. I'm sorry, 1/2 of an inch, but it's going to be 1/4 of an inch from each side because I want it to be even, and I'm kind of crazy that way. So it's 5 1/2. So I'm going to do 1/4 of an inch off of this side. Take this down to 5. And I can already see something else I'm going to do. You know what? I'm not going to trim, so I'm not going to trim off that side. I don't want to lose my blue. So I'm going to trim this other 1/2 of an inch off the bottom, because I don't want to lose that dark wash jeans that I have on there. But I am going to do something here, because I trimmed off a lot of that blue that I had on the side there, and I'm not happy with that. So I've got my dark wash jeans here in my hand. And I'm just going to put some of that back on there. So I really want to have it dark around the sides. So this is another reason why the hybrids are so fantastic, because they continue to reactivate each other, which is wonderful. So I can come back and add some more and still blend it out beautifully. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to bump that up on foam because I always like to have my stuff up on foam. I like to have all the dimension on my cards. I love it. So we're going to put this up on foam. Oh, and in case you're wondering, yes, I ordered big old honkin' foam rolls to put in the store too.
We were just discussing that.
You were?
Yep.
So this is what I ordered. I ordered these big ones. You're going to have to zoom back out.
Turn it over.
Turn it over?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can add faces to them.
So no, I ordered these. It is the big roll because this is what I order. This is what I always get, and it lasts me a while. Yeah, I think that's good. So I ordered these. It's 38 yards. Now these are not going to be inexpensive, I'll tell you. I think the retail price on these is over $60. We will definitely have things discounted for you. But I'll tell you they are money well spent. They're fantastic, and they do last you a long time. I've been crafting a lot just since middle of March, doing these lives and you know, Stampin' Scrapbook things as well as other stuff, and I'm still using the same roll of foam. So is it a little bit of a hunk of, you know, money? Yes, it is, but it does go a long way, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's put that on there. So I have my dimension, because I have to have dimension on my cards. Just funny that way. All right. Now we're going to see what's going to fit. So, oh, let me tell you what I put on these. I put this on them. I was looking around and I thought, what do I have that's kind of glistening? And I have a few bottles of these that I never opened and I never used. So this is Nuvo Glitter Accents. I thought I'll try that one. And so here's what I did. Because it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of chunky. It doesn't go on like real smooth like that. So I just put a whole bunch on, and then I grabbed my little craft spatula thing and I just rubbed it on there and flattened it. And I did it on all of these pieces and all of these as well. And they're just so pretty and sparkly. It's like we got like an Elvis thing going on here. So that's what I used. Do you guys want to see that kind of stuff in the store? I don't know. Ooh, should I take that out to the sides? Oh, look how cute that would be. I wasn't planning on doing that, but I like that. I was initially just going to stop it right where the navy blue ended, like right here. But I kind of like how that extends out like that. What do you guys think? I think it's different. I don't know. That's me growling. You know, I'm going to trim it. I'm going to trim it. I do like how it looked, but I'm going to trim it. Sharon is saying, how would you make that into the Northern Lights? You know, sort of ripply. That's a good question. I would probably try and find some sort of a stencil, or just, actually, maybe not. I mean, you could probably just take it and be a little more precise with your brush. Instead of going around in circles like that, you could be a little more precise with your brush and creating more streaks. I would also put the darker color underneath and the brighter color, because the lights would be up higher, so it would be brighter up higher. But I would probably be doing more streaks and have that kind of movement instead of an all over blend. That's what I would do. Had I known I was going to grab the Northern Lights for my background, I probably would have gone down that route. But it wasn't planned, so I didn't. Sorry. All right, so I've trimmed off the edges there. Notice I trimmed off from both sides because I want it to, gosh, I hope this is going to fit. There we go. I wanted to have that little hill in the center, so I trimmed from both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and get my foam out again. And now it's one thing about this die set, see that it's one set, I keep saying die set, but it's not. It's one die. So when you run the one die through, it will actually cut apart right here. So run the one die through once and it will cut the two pieces. So we've designed it to make it super easy for you guys. And the reason why we have the two pieces is so that I can pop one up on foam further than the other one and I have instant dimension. So it would go on like this. So one would be a little bit further back from the other and then you have that instant dimension like that. Because I love having dimension on my projects. So this one I'm going to put flat on there. This one here I'm going to have some foam behind it. So let me go ahead and cut that. Is that the right length? Yeah. Now my foam, this foam is wider. So I'm just going to trim right down the center. I don't bother getting all different widths and everything of foam. And I love this foam in particular also because it's not real fat. I can build it up so I get a little more control over how thick it's going to be. I can't see. Trying not to get my head in the camera. Oh, perfect. Excellent. All right, so there's that. That's up on some foam. And you know what? I'm going to put foam up in those two little spots there too. Make sure that that stays up. So even though it may stay up for a little while, it could get flattened out if people are like playing with the card, opening it, closing it, if it goes through the mail, that kind of thing. So I like to make sure that the elements that I put down are pretty stable. All right, let's get that on there. I think that looks right. Now this one, I'm just going to put flat back here, like that. So let me get my little tape gun out and pop this in here, just like that. I like to offset it so it's not so perfect. And then, let's see, how are these going to go? This is what I was thinking anyway. That's going to go there. So it kind of goes like behind that hill a little bit so it looks like it's in the distance. I'm going to put this water up here. Nobody's going to know that that's open there. But I want the water in the front. This little guy, isn't he cute? I use the same colors in the bottom there. It's like that little floating head. So he's going to go in there and fill up that space a bit. This is how I envision it in my head. Now this is why, let me see, I did cut a couple of these extra little snowy pieces because I don't want these guys to look like they're floating in the sky. So I cut a couple of these thinking it just kind of gives us a little more snow to put them on like that. Maybe, do I need this one? Yeah, I like that. It just gives me a little more something there. I think that's kind of pretty. Now, where's that going to go? Up here? I think it's too crowded over here because that's taller. So this will go over here. Maybe it goes up in the center, like a little more. There you go. That's better. Okay, and then I think I can put the rest of these little things on there afterwards. So let me start getting these into place because I think that looks really cute. Okay, so I'm going to do one little piece at a time. Actually, I have a smaller little tape gun. Or tape, whatever the heck you call it. Not really a gun, is it? All right, let's put this one down here. I don't want it too high. There we go. And this I'm not going to put on foam because I want that to be lower, further back. Do we have any more questions from anybody?
Yeah, or the sea otter, or the utterly lovable die sets out of stock. We have a pre-order there.
Yes, the Otterly Lovable die sets are out of stock right now, but they are on order, and we should have those in a couple of weeks.
Okay, that's why it says 18.
Hmm?
You got 18 on the way in?
Yes, we've got, yeah, we have a small number of those on the way in.
Okay.
But yes, you can pre-order those. We sold out of them just very recently, actually. Did I get? Yeah, I got it on there. Okay. These guys are so cute. I love these otters. We always try and do things a little bit different. I mean, there are, you know, there are other otters on the market. I know that. But I really wanted winter otters. I'm telling you, I have this fascination with Yellowstone National Park. I love watching like National Geographic and all of those things. And Yellowstone is just, that's one place. We're going to do a family trip there as soon as we can travel again, I think, because I just love it. I think it's so beautiful. There we go. Let's put them. Is that too far over? No, I think that works. I think I put it over further than I was. I don't want it directly over this guy, so let's just leave it there. And then I'm going to put this up on a little bit of foam. What?
Beverly's asking about your sentiment.
Ha 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 ha. Beverly's asking about my sentiment. Oy vey. You should have asked that earlier, Beverly. Yowza.
Nope, he moved.
Huh?
The little otter moved.
The little otter moved?
Yeah, when you picked the thing up, he slid.
Well, no, I didn't have him taped down yet.
No, but
Okay, before I go any further.
it's right. You need a block?
No, I'm not, I think I can do it. I'm going to do this.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Beverly, for asking about that sentiment, because I'm going to put it. No. It's going to go on the bottom. I had planned on putting it on the inside.
Okay.
I'm just concerned that
You don't wanna
this might not be. I don't know if it's going to hit. Okay. This is a Mr. Fix-It moment.
Okay.
Let me put this one underneath here. I need to bump this up a little bit. That's what I need to do. Because I need to make sure that it's all going to reach. Because I have a lot of stuff happening over here with foam. So I'm bumping this up a bit to make sure that my sentiment's going to go on there. Alan, when people remind me of my sentiments, you have to let me know sooner.
I just saw that.
So what do we have? I thought I oughter say thanks. I'd be utterly lost without you. I'm so glad you're my significant otter. How cute are these? I thought I oughter say thanks. I'd be utterly lost without you. I'm going to go with that one. I think that's cute. I think they're all cute.
You can always cut another piece and tape inside.
Yes, I could. You are absolutely correct.
Sheila's correct.
Oh, Sheila says I could always cut another piece and tape it inside. I could. I very well could. So it's an excellent suggestion. All right. So if this will pick it up, then I think it'll stamp it. There we go. I'm going to get one more magnet. I do not want to mess around. Ooh. Let's see. Let's make sure this is still going to work. I think I'm beefing this up a little too much. All right. Rub over that a little bit so it's not quite so sticky. Let's see. What are we going to stamp with on the inside? I'm going to stamp with Grape Ape, I think. I think that'll be pretty. Oh, please work. Please. Yay! Fantastico. It worked. Let me get my cleaner. extreme clean. I like to clean my stamps right away. There we go. Oops, as I start knocking things over. So, thank you so much for reminding me about that. Oi. All right, so let's move that one out of the way. Gotta do all my little cleanup here. Goodness gracious. Okay, let me make sure that's dry before I close this. Wouldn't that be awful? Okay, so let's keep moving then. Here we go. So here's the water. And I'm going to put that water right down here in the front. And then this little guy is going to go flat on that. I'm not going to have him popped up because I don't want to look like he's, you know, in front of the water, right? There we go. Look how cute. And then I have my glistening moon. And here's the thing, I don't want it in this direction because I think it looks kind of weird. I'd like it better in this direction, so he's kind of facing.
Is that,
What?
is that a waxing or waning?
What?
Waxing or waning?
What are you talking about?
When the
Alan's asking me, is that a waxing or waning? And I have no idea what he means.
somebody will know.
Somebody will know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little cup in this guy's hand because he's having his hot cocoa. Very cute. I don't think this fish is going to work. Is it? Does he look like he's jumping up out of the water there? Should I put him on there? He's actually kind of cute.
Yeah.
All right, he's going to go on there.
As long as he's going to land in the water.
Yeah, I'm going to put him on there. I think he'll be really cute. That's too long. Little teeny tiny bits. Is that going to work? Ooh, what did I just do? Wait a minute. I don't think I need foam on him. Let's undo, undo. Oh, you know what I need? I need the foam just under the top of him. And I think I need 2 layers because I have 2 things bumped up on foam. So I want to make sure his head is supported. So I put the 2 layers there. Let's see if that's going to work. Yep, now it reaches. So I have the 2 layers there, and then I'm going to put the tape underneath his little fishtail. Remove that. Have him look like he's jumping up out of the water. Look how cute! I like him. All right, and then next, I have these little stars. Like little gluey dots.
Blue dots?
Yeah, these little stars. What?
With a tiny bow around the fish's neck, he could be a gift from one otter to another.
Aww. So Sharon says, with a tiny gift around the fish's, I'm sorry, a tiny bow around the fish's neck, he could be a gift from one otter to another. That's actually really cute. Let's see. These things are not easy to handle. It's a good thing I don't get my nails done anymore. Let's do maybe one more of these. And then I think I'm going to just do some tiny little, some tiny little like dots. Ew, too much of that glittery stuff on that one. It loses. See, that's the thing. You get too much of that stuff on there and it no longer looks like a star because you have so much of that stuff hanging off of it. There we go. I think that's really cute. And then, if I want, well, here's the thing. I have this little cup left over. Could I put the little cup inside here? Does that make sense?
What's it say?
It's just a cup. It says, I'd be utterly lost without you. I think it looks cute, but it doesn't make any sense.
Well, coffee.
Well, maybe it means we're going to have hot cocoa together.
Yeah,
Maybe his hot cocoa spilled and I just have it hanging over here. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to do it. But here's what I do have. Sorry about that noise. That is me shaking up my Sharpie pen. This is a paint pen. It is a fine point. I love this for little white dots. This is what we're going to do. Little dots, just like that, different sizes. Because I have those bigger stars, but I thought it would be fun just to have some littler ones here and there, like that. And they can just be kind of clustered around a little bit, or however you want to do it. I think they're pretty. What?
That turned out great.
You like it?
Yeah.
Alan likes it. So
What pen is that?
this is a Sharpie fine point. It's a paint pen. So there is my card. I think it's done. Yay! Alan is asking, how did otters make an igloo? Well, they have hands. Don't you see? I mean, it's the same way this one's holding his hot cocoa mug.
It's kind of like the pyramids. You know,
Goodness gracious. Sharon is saying, waxing means getting bigger and waning means getting smaller. Did not know that. I just learned that, so that's kind of cool. When would you use that?
Waxing moon and waning moon.
See, I'm thinking wax on, wax off.
Or that. But because it moves one way. So,
All right, so
yeah.
let me put a couple of things away here just because I need to show you what prize is going to be. What your prize is going to look like. Let me see. All right, I think this turned out so cute. And it's glistening.
Ooh.
What?
You could have had some ice bricks laying down there too.
I think it's pretty. I'm very, very happy with it. All righty. I think it turned out really cool. I'm really happy with it. I think it's actually better than I thought. Look at it. Look at it with the background. Doesn't that look cool? The colors are very much like the background that I have going on there.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like it. I hope you guys like it. I had fun with it. Okay, so let's see. What is your prize going to be?
Oh, you have a prize?
Yes, well, because we don't have, here's the little problem. I don't have utterly lovable dies to give away. So, isn't that just fun? I just thought of that.
Do you have it here somewhere?
I don't know. Do you want to see if we have a set back there? I don't know. Alan's going to check and see if we happen to have a set of the utterly lovable dies. So if not, then we're going to do Frozen Fun instead. The Frozen Fun are just as adorable, and you can do the same kind of thing. It just doesn't have the Igloo. But the Frozen Fun has got, it's got like a little sled, and they're ice skating and all kinds of stuff in there. Let me show you the back of it because it's really, really cute. And that's where that little, the water is in that set. So do we have one, Alan?
I don't see it. Oh, well,
Nope.
another stack.
All right, he's going to go through. He's still going through. We have like a whole bunch. Oh, what is going on with my hair? We always have a whole bunch of things in here because I never know what I'm going to work with, and I never know exactly, if I already have a set of something that's open. So, all right, well, I think we're going to end up going with the Frozen Fun Stamps and Dies, and I'm going to throw in the By the Light of the Moon die set as well, because I think that that is going to be necessary if you want to do your own night sky. So, so let's do that. Alan, shall we? You want to get a name for me?
Oh my goodness.
So hopefully you guys got your comments in. We're going to get a name going here. Oh, my hair is in my face. Let me show the card again while we're waiting on Alan. I think it's so cute. I love it. I think it's really pretty. Very happy with it. It looks like they're kind of floating on like a little iceberg. It's kind of cute. I think it's fun. All right, so who do we have? I hear Alan typing. Are you typing a name for me?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, Rhonda Donovan. Rhonda Donovan, you are our winner tonight. You're winning the Frozen Fun stamps, Frozen Fun coordinating dies, and the By the Light of the Moon die set. So Rhonda, I need you to send us an email at customerservice@ldrscreative.com, and we need your name, your complete mailing address, so we can get this out in the mail to you right away. So you're going to get all of these. Yay! So Frozen Fun stamps, dies, and By the Light of the Moon die set, so you can make your own night sky. Yay! Thank you, everybody. Oh my gosh, it's already 8 o'clock. I can't believe it. Thank you guys so much. I had so much fun. Make sure you check us out on, oh, actually, we'll be back on Thursday. But make sure you check us out on Saturday. Set your clock for that, for the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo, because we have a lot of stuff. I've actually got, what are we doing? I've got 3 different cards that I'm going to be building for you guys. We've got a bundle for each of those. And then we have 3 more special bundles on top of that, plus a show special. So we've got a really, really big day planned on Saturday the 8th. And so the time for us, it's Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. You can go to our Instagram, to our Facebook page and our Facebook group, and you can get the information. There's links there and everything for the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. For their Facebook page is where it's going to be, as well as their YouTube channel. But you can get links from our stuff. I've got it all posted there. The time is 2:50 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's when we'll be on, and you'll be able to get the discount codes there and everything. And the way that we do it too is that the discount code is always good on the special bundles for that day as well. So our bundles are going to be discounted, and then you'll get to use that code on those bundles as well. So it's really going to be a fantastic day. So I would definitely recommend being there. But for now, I hope you guys will join me again on Thursday. Same time, same place, right here. I don't know what I'm going to make yet. I have no idea what I'm going to be working with, but hopefully it'll turn out in the end. So thank you guys so much. I had a wonderful evening with you guys. I really appreciate you guys spending your time with us. So thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great night. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.